It is yet another distinguished gathering as all of us have come together from different parts of the world.
My name is Allison Holder-Clement. I am from Trinidad and Tobago.
My name is Rupinder Brar and I live currently in New Delhi.
My name is Dr. Mustafa Saasa. We are based in Dubai since 1958.
My name is Temitope Mayegun. I'm the president of Avila Natural Group in Nigeria.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all participants. It is yet another distinguished gathering as all of us have come from different parts of the world. Happiness is directly related to health. For a healthy lifestyle, first you have to be happy, and being happy must be a part of everyone's daily life, not forced happiness, natural happiness, which comes from within, which comes automatically. I'm really happy meeting all of you happy people. So first of all, I wish a very happy United Nations International Day of Happiness to all. Through this WGF webinar, we are celebrating happiness and the need to be happy in our lives. We all know preaching and advising is easy. Implementing is difficult. We all try to be happy daily. General or ultimate happiness is most people's goal in life. However, we all know through our life experiences that actually being happy is in the true and real sense is difficult. That's the reason the world needs to be reminded and helped to be happy. I personally feel all of us must fill our daily lives with as much happiness and as many moments of happiness as possible. Small moments of happiness turn into long-term and permanent experience of happiness, which we may remember again and again to be happy with full control over our emotions and life. Today, World Growth Forums is trying to make its own contribution towards world happiness through one of our WGF webinars. We have been working ardently towards maximizing positivity in the world for some years now. Maximizing happiness is part of our endeavors of maximizing positivity while creating a better world. We are moving ahead firmly and gradually through our several platforms of excellence, such as WGF iTalks, WGF Magazine, WGF Global Business and Investment Forum, WGF International Chamber of Commerce and Industry, WGF Foundation, and many more. I welcome all the participants again. Let us start with our discussions, please. Our today's WGF webinar is on the topic, Keep Calm, Stay Wise, and Be Kind. Importance of happiness in life. First of all, Ms. Allison Holder-Clement from Trinidad and Tobago. Please introduce yourself for our participants and viewers.
Hi, good morning. On my end, it's morning, so good morning. Well, my name is Allison Holder-Clement. I am from Trinidad and Tobago. I am firstly a wife, a mother, a daughter, sister, but I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a businesswoman into the aviation industry. I'm the CEO and Managing Director of Piarco Air Services Ltd, which is the local ground handler for aviation in Trinidad. So we operate within the aviation industry. Basically, I am dynamic. I look into transformation. I seek to bring businesses in terms of low running businesses into a high performance area. I love people, so I'm in the service oriented business, and I'm happy to be here with you all, to share our views in terms of, where happiness is concerned. So, it's a privilege for me, and I look forward to meeting everyone and sharing our opinions together.
Thank you. I would come to Ms. Rupinder Brar from India. Please introduce yourself.
Hi, so it's good evening from India, and I'm really pleased to be here on the World Happiness Day. And my name is Rupinder Brar, and I live currently in New Delhi, and I have grown up partly in Delhi, and I've also grown up for many years of my high school in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. And then later, I had the opportunity to live long-term in Singapore and the US. And so I think that's what shapes me. And that's what I like to think of myself as a global thinking person. Currently, I work for the Ministry of Tourism. I am a career civil servant in the Government of India, and I have been with the IRS since 1990. So it's been a long journey of 32 years with the government. And in that process, one has met a lot of people who have, kind of been a part of one's life's journey, and learning how to be happy along all the experiences of life is in fact a personal goal. And so therefore, I'm really, really pleased to be here. Just like my friend from Trinidad Tobago, I'm also a mother and a daughter. So wear all those multiple hats while working in the civil service. And I am an experimental cook. I think all moms are. So I also love to dabble in that. I love to read. And I think most of all, love connecting with people and making human networks, which I believe really take us forward in the way we all are. And so I'm really pleased to be here. And thank you once again, World Growth Forums, for taking this forward. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Next is Dr. Mustafa Taherali Saasa from the UAE. Please introduce yourself.
Good evening, everyone. It is indeed a great pleasure and honor for me to be here on this forum. This World Growth Forum is doing an excellent job in many, different spectrums of life, and right from the publications to awards to such kind of, very informative and valuable seminar where we can, share our knowledge and experience. My name is Dr. Mustafa Saasa. We are based in Dubai since 1958. My father came to Dubai in 1958. Since then, we are in business over here. We are into trading, manufacturing, services. We have one in factory in US and two in India. In US, we manufacture GPS tracking device. In India, we manufacture herbal cosmetics and pencils made out of waste newspaper. And third vertical we have is services. We do dispute resolution in freehold properties. We do succession planning for large size family run business. And I've done my PhD in leadership. And later on, I was trained under Marshall Goldsmith, who is world #1 leadership coach. So I'm an industrialist and a businessman turned coach. I coach the top tier in the organization. And my coaching is mostly based on culture and values. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Next is Ms. Temitope Mayegun from Nigeria. Please introduce yourself.
So my name is Temitope Mayegun. I'm the president of Avila Natural Group, a leading manufacturer of natural skincare products, food supplements, water and beverages in Nigeria. And we also have another division, Avila Fashion. And the brand philosophy is to right the wrong in the society by giving out, producing natural products to help people to live healthier and happier. And I finished from University of Lagos, BSc Accounting. Then from there, my MBA in Eating Business School. And I got a certificate in Harvard Business School and leading high-performing team. And another certificate in one of the leading business schools in Nigeria and leading 21st century. And I'm married with 4 children. And my hobbies are cooking, dancing, and singing.
Great. Thank you so much. Ms. Allison, how important is happiness in personal and professional life?
So happiness, I believe happiness is everything. As you would have mentioned before, a little happiness goes a very long way. It can be remembered in years to come. So long-term joy has a profound effect on engagement and success in the workplace, both workplace and professional and personal. Now, within my team and within jobs, so I'll bring it as realistic as I take it to my team. And I let them know that, you spend most of your time here when the day comes. And we look at studies which would have shown 90,000 hours is really spent in the workplace in someone's lifespan. And when you look at the time spent amongst professionals, among the job, it's very important to have happiness at the forefront. And I think that boosts productivity. For me, it does, because I have created and continue to create a family-oriented environment that propels happiness into our executions. And we are in the service industry. It's what we do. It's what pay our bills, giving service and service at its best in that way. And to do so, there must be happy employees and there must be a happy environment, whereas it can now stream into that which you give to our customers. And then we speak about in terms of life, personal life. If the job takes up that much aspect of your day, then it means when you go home, as I tell them every time, I'm sure your husband know me, your wife know me, everybody knows me before I even know them. Because those conversations continue as you go home. And if there's just 1 ounce of happiness in that daily operation and undertaking, and you take that home with you, it gives, I live with your family, I live with your children, and I would like that they get the very best of you when you get at home as well, just as I expect the best of you when you're on the job. So I think happiness for me is very important in what we do, both professionally and personally. I don't think there's a scale variation for it. I believe it bears the same merit in both instances.
Right. Thank you very much. My next question is to Ms. Rupinder Brar. What are your thoughts on how important is happiness in personal and professional lives?
Hasina, I think it goes without saying that each of us wants to be happy all the time. And that it is a state of being, it is a state of mind, it is an emotional thought and a perception that each of us wants to be always in a state of joy, in a state of happiness, simply because it's a very positive emotion. It just fills you with far more positivity than any negative thought can ever do. And essentially, whatever systems I believe that mankind has been making over millennia and millennia, whether they are physical systems or they are social systems or cultural systems, they're all engineered and they're all thought out to essentially create happiness and fulfillment in everyone's lives. And if I look at the structure of human life at the physical level, the fact that you're happy just keeps you healthier. It keeps blood pressure away. It just keeps you that much more fitter. It just lets you be, I think on most days, if any of us looks back our own lives also, on the day that you're happier, you just look better. You're the same person, but you just look better. And on days that you're unhappy or you're feeling sad or toxic or bitter, you can almost feel the strain lines on your face. So I think there's a physical part to happiness. And then there is the mental part to happiness, because if you are in a state of contentment, if you're in a state of joy, in a state of fulfillment, you just feel mentally that much more balanced and you are more centered. And when Allison talked about productivity, I think all that comes from the fact that the moment you're in a state of happy equilibrium, you're able to deliver that much more. And on the more spiritual and on the more philosophical level, I think happiness is something that just keeps you a lot more rooted. So yes, happiness is very, very important for each of us to find those roots that take you deep inside, but also lets you fly in the sky like the birds. So yes, happiness to me is a very core requirement and a core basic value that I would want me to always strive for.
Very nice. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Dr. Saasa, what are your thoughts on how important is happiness in personal and professional lives?
Thank you. I'm honored to be among this esteemed panelists who express their view on the happiness. Happiness is, of course, it's a state of emotion, what you express. Now, happiness is contagious. Happiness, you radiate happiness, and people among you become happy. You radiate sadness, and people among you become sad. So for you being happy is very important, because these emotions are contagious. And now the issue is how you maintain it. This kind of emotions, and this one, like there are certain steps, where by doing this, you achieve in this state of emotion of your happiness, and then the positive things start happening. So first of all, we always say that in our company, we always believe that we are stubbornly optimist. So, anything happens, we say, okay, we look something positive out of it. Even if something, not good happening, but, we try to extract what are the learnings from it, what are the things we have to prevent in the next time, and what are the good things of this circumstances. So, we always believe, we are stubbornly optimist. So now, you do certain things and then you attain happiness and then you start radiating. See, you can only give what you have. You cannot give anything what you don't have. Unless you are not happy, you can't make other person happy. So to make others happy or to make a surrounding or a situation happy, first you need to be happy yourself. So, there are certain things, 6, 7 steps, what you do, which will make you happy. The first is the thought process. You start, your thought process is very important, for you to be happy. You start thinking about positive things, the things will start changing. It's like, you get what you look for. So, when you start thinking positive, then things start happening positive in your life. Then second is the company in which you move around, your companionship or your acquaintance or the people around. So that is also very important, but if you sit with good people, you're going to get good habits. If you sit with bad people, you're going to get bad habits. So, the moment where you see, the surrounding is not good or not in a positive way, either you should have that much capacity to change them, or you change the situation, or you change the place. So, this companionship is very important. Third is, the rhythm. Like, in India, what we say, gungunana, like murmuring or something, the rhythm or a form of music, we can say also. But if it is not an instrument or you don't have a music around you, you start, singing or something, uttering in a rhythm that can also, improve your state of mind. Then another thing is the thing you look at, perception. Happiness as major portion of happiness depends on the perception. Like, I'll give you one example of two brothers, twins. One of them was extremely rich, another was a drunkard. So, a reporter came and asked both of them that, why are you rich? Why are you so rich? He said, because my father was drunkard. So, he saw the miseries of his father, in that stage, and he tried to prevent it. And, he did everything to prevent that, and he became so rich, avoiding all those. The second brother who was drunk, they asked him the same question. Why are you drunk? He said, because my father was drunk. So that's why I am drunk. So it's a perception, what you see, the things that, and that makes you, very this thing in the state. Now another is atmosphere. See, the weather also play a very important thing. You go in certain weather, you feel happy, because the circumstances around, like, in first monsoon, how we enjoy, and we all become so happy in the first monsoon. If you go to the hill station or somewhere, the weather is so nice, so, the automatic, the state of happiness comes into us. And so, the weather also plays a very important role in that. Another is your words. Your words are also very important. The one thing, which can make other person happy or sad are words, what we utter. If I say something good to other person, he will feel happy. If I say something bad to other person, he will become sad. So, choosing the right words, that also creates a state of your happiness, determines your state of happiness, and also to the others. And another is, very important thing, what I always see is should have a sense of gratitude. Your gratitude is so important for you to be happy, and then later on make others happy. The reason is that, see, there is no definition on how much is too much. So, whatever we have, we should be, thankful to Almighty first, to the parents, to the friends, to company wherever we are working at. And, that sense of gratitude it will build a lot of, happiness among us. So, these are my few steps which we have to do to attain happiness, and then we can later on radiate happiness to others.
Very nice. Thank you so much. Ms. Temitope, how important is happiness in personal and professional lives?
Okay, for me, happiness starts from within. In my personal life, and like Steve Jobs said, the only way to do great work is to love what you do. So happiness starts from doing what you like, and also loving what you do. When you love what you do, you'll be happy. And when you do what you love, you'll be happy. So it starts from within. You have to be intentional about it. And there are so many things happening in the world right now that may really make people very unhappy. But I feel happiness should be a kind of inner force that should drive our daily activity, and we should be intentional about it. Personally, I love to do what I love, and I love to engage myself in things that I know will really make me more happy. So professionally, I lead a team of people that are really very, very talented people, intelligent people. So the only way to create a happy team is to ensure that the environment is great. The people, you allow them to express their talent, you allow them to express themselves, and then you are so careful about what you say to them. And then your communication skill is also one of the very important things that can make people happy or unhappy. If you communicate very well, people will be happy. And if you say what people don't like, just like he said, that people may not be happy. So professionally, I feel that in leading a team, you have to be sure that you speak the right word, you impart the right word in them, and you give them the opportunity to express their talents without standing in their ways in any way. So in that way, people will be happy, because when a team is happy, you will have an effective team and a high-performing team, and there will be productivity. So professionally, I love happiness to start from within. As much as we are trying to make our customers happy, the people parts of it, I use a people strategy. I love when people working with me, when they are happy, and because when they are happy, the happiness, they will translate the happiness into the process and into the product eventually. So it is essential that the people, everyone working with you, they're happy. And the only way you can make them happy is to foster an environment that will enable them to express their talents and express themselves without fear.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Ms. Allison Holder-Clement, what is your mantra of happiness?
My mantra of happiness, I live by put God first. In doing that and putting God first, it brings a sense of happiness that cannot be derived by material things and by, the influences of life. I think it helps, as Dr. would have said, it helps you have that internal happiness, because without understanding, you have the understanding of what comes with putting God first. And that's my first mantra in terms of where happiness derives, and happiness aids you into getting into that place whereby by extension, you can extend that happiness to others. Wear your heart on your sleeve. Don't be afraid of failure, that is, in that way it brings contentment, it brings, that sort of depression and so on, that takes away your happiness. So it's important to understand where happiness comes from. Firstly, and when we understand where happiness derives and where it comes from, then by all means we can use that happiness to bridge gaps for others. Sorry if I pronounce your name wrong, Temitope would have spoken about, would have spoken about your words and your communication to others. I spoke about my team, professionally, personally, even at home. I always, even in disciplining and so on, I always tend to always end on a motivation, because that takes you to the point of understanding or being and existing in that place of happiness even a bit longer. You may understand that, okay, I may have done something wrong, I may have erred, but it doesn't take away from that happiness that exists because of what you would have done to contribute to where you are as a person or even as a professional. So with that understanding and with understanding where happiness derives from, with that understanding, you know where you can now give to others that happiness and always go back on helping someone else to arrive at that happy place. It is a task, but it's important that we give. And it's important, that to keep in that existence, it takes a lot to think of others. Because whilst you may be happy, and let's say you got to work on your team, because we as leaders have to drive others into happiness. Maybe sometimes we may not be at that place of existence on the day that we have disappointments, we may not get the deal that we wanted, but we still have people that depends on our energy, and we talk about how, contagious it can be. So it is very important for even as leaders to understand where happiness comes from and how do we keep that to pass it on to others, to even take them from that dark place and use our energy and happiness to bring light and shine that light into others.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. I would ask my next question to Ms. Rupinder Brar, please. What is your mantra of happiness?
Thank you, Hasina. And I think there are, of course, very difficult to say any one mantra, but what I would say as a crux is that it's all in the mind. And you really have to train your mind into understanding the first question which you asked, that why is happiness important and is it important to you? Once you've understood that, then it's a question of engaging in critical thinking, in an analytical process of realizing and managing your hunger. Each of us has different levels of hunger for different things. And when we talk hunger, we're not talking here of hunger only for food. It could be hunger for money, it could be hunger for power, it could be hunger for fame, it could be hunger for so many things. And managing those at the right level as to how much should you really be looking at the processes, the means to the end, and so that the end does not become the only goal and the means. And all my fellow panelists have talked about spreading happiness in their teams and spreading happiness around them. I think it's very important to manage that hunger, that while you could be leading teams and you could be the beneficiary of the end result, but not compromising the processes and not compromising the happiness of others and also your own happiness in that process. So I think developing the power of the human mind to think critically and also breaking down the process of life into the very basic simple equation of A plus B is equal to what? Because the moment you're able to break down your life into a very simple equation and are able to realize that everything is leading to what, and not getting lost in the quagmire or the noise around you is very, very important as you go forward. So to me, that remains as an important way that I look and break down, because there is a lot of propensity in all of us to get sucked into the pace of life or sheer comparators at times, where you say, oh, somebody did better than me and somebody's got a better balance sheet or a better scorecard, etc. So how really to stop, ponder and think that, am I being left happy with that process? I think that's very important. And I also draw a lot from some of you would have heard from the Gita, the Gita that was propounded by Lord Krishna. There are different time zones given to it, but irrespective of how many thousands of years it was written back or not, the wisdom of the Gita remains very important, where they say that it is not that you stop doing your action, you do your action mindfully and you engage in the process of living with great amount of passion. So you attach yourself with the process, but you don't attach yourself with the end result, because that's not what should guide you. The process itself should guide you. And I think to me, that remains as a very important mantra, that as we go along, how to make sure that not only, and Dr. Mustafa said that if you're going to be happy, only then are you going to be spreading the happiness around you. So I think remaining happy And what is happy? An emotional component, but how do you really get there is a very mindful activity. It will not just happen. You have to, in the processes, as you watch life, as you experience life, your own and lives of the others, it's very important to see that there are moments of happiness and unhappiness, and you have to weigh the importance of that situation. And over a period of time, almost like peeling away the different complexities and paradoxes and all kinds of dilemmas that all of us get confronted with, and then say that no, the essence matters. And what is the essence of human life? I think if we remember that, and I would like to just end by saying once again that use the power of your mind to create that happy space around you. And surely with the intelligence given to the human mind, if we really want to get there, we shall.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for the, really nice, sharing really nice thoughts. Thank you so much. Next is Dr. Mustafa Saasa. Kindly share your mantra of happiness.
Yeah, as the previous speaker said, Madam Brar, that there is no one single mantra for happiness. Everybody, in their own way, try to be happy. And the mantra is that, first thing we have to realize and see, as we all have also realized with the virtue of experience and age and knowledge and wisdom, that, it's not, we all, when we were a child, for very small things, we used to get unhappy. We used to get sad, we used to cry. And then, as the journey of the life teaches us, and you mature, and then you realize that, okay, we have to be happy in even certain sad situations. Like, let's say God forbid, if I got sick, and, I have to, the most sour pills I have to take, I will not be, my face will not smile while having this. But, my mind and heart is happy because after taking that medicine, I will feel okay. So that is let's say, further step. If you need to be injected, it's not going to be fun, getting an injection. But we take that pain to knowingly that, after this, my recovery will be faster. So, we are happy in doing this. So, this state of mind in any situation, look positive. So what we always do, of course, in business also, and in the real world also, professional and personal world, we face challenges, we face, circumstances, and it's an everyday situation. So we always see opportunities in adversities. So, these are the things always what we see. Okay, in this situation, what we got out. Another thing is most important is your faith in God. See, you have to be grateful to Almighty God and count on His graceness, what He has showered on you, not for the small things and start bickering on it, or why this thing happened to me, and why this thing happened to me. These are the things make you sad. But once you start counting your the virtues and the gratefulness what the Almighty has put on you, definitely you will feel happy. It's like you can't break your house looking at the palace. That okay, that man has a palace and I am living in such a small house, I need to break it. No, you have to be content. Okay, content does not limit yourself to further not to explore anything or not to widen your horizon. Of course, your this thing, hunger for development and progress should always be there, but should be in the frame of happiness. In our country, where we live in UAE, there is a special ministry for happiness. There are very few countries in the world have a cabinet minister and a ministry on portfolio on happiness. Now, what this ministry does, they try to improve the happiness index in every endeavor, every segment of the life. Let's say if you are driving on the road and, however best car you drive, but you are in a traffic where, you are like a bogies in the train, one behind another, you can't do anything. Your Bentley will not fly. It will still drive only. So, like the Road and Transport Authority, what it does, how we can improve happiness on the road by creating more roads, more lanes, and how we can divert traffic, all these things. In government processes, how we can ease the process, which can improve happiness in every hospital, schools, colleges, you name the segment, they try to improve the happiness level of the visitor or the person they interact with. So, for us, an individual, what our mantra of happiness should be that, every life we touch, we should add value to them, add some part of happiness. If not happiness, we have to make sure that we don't make him sad by doing anything from our side. So, this, by all these things, definitely one can attain to a level where, your happiness definitely will improve. In turn, you will radiate happiness.
Very nice. Thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Saasa. Now, Ms. Temitope Mayegun, what is your mantra of happiness?
Okay, my mantra for happiness is touching lives in your own little ways and creating solutions, helping people in the little way you can help them, put smile in people's face, and while doing that, you'll be happy, they will be happy. And also, when you create solution, and like I told you, where I work, Avila, and the whole brand philosophy is to right the wrong in the society. And so we try to create solution that will help people to solve their problems, whether skin problem, health issues, and whatever. So happiness for me is creating solution, is touching lives in little way you can touch life. People have different issues, like doctor said, and when you create happiness, when you add value to people's life, somehow you make them happy, and then you leave a footprint in their life that they will forever be mindful of. So the truth is, I love to add value to people, irrespective of whatever they may be or whatever they may look like. I like to add value to them. When I meet you, I like to create the impression that life is not all about being sad. You can be happy. You can be happy with little things, and people can also understand that value is beyond giving people gifts. When you give people things, they think that is happiness. It only creates temporary happiness. But people have problems. Some people need people to speak to. They are lonely. They are depressed. So somehow, when you help them to solve the problem by speaking to them, by giving them products that can solve the problem, or by encouraging them to take steps that ordinarily they may not want to take because of fear or some other challenges around them, underlying factors, you help them, you boost their energy, boost their confidence. Somehow you create a happy environment, and somehow I will be happy. I love making people happy. In that way, when I make you happy, I'm happier.
Thank you, Ms. Mayegun. Thank you. I must thank all the participants for sharing great thoughts and true feelings. Listening to diverse thoughts and concepts always, serves as a delicious food for thought. I'm sure our today's discussion would help a lot of people worldwide to understand and expand their sphere of happiness. The general philosophy in the world is that if we are able to bring a smile or happiness to even one person, our purpose in life is served. Today, all of us have generated ideas which may directly or indirectly help many people. We also hope that most people would try to be happy, make others happy, and it would transform into a chain reaction. I congratulate all the participants and wish the best in your individual endeavors. With this, I conclude this WGF webinar on United Nations International Day of Happiness, 20th March 2022. Thank you, everyone. Please take care and bye.
Thank you, Hasina.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
It was a pleasure and honor meeting everyone on this dais, and many thanks again to World Growth Forum for organizing this. Thank you.
Our pleasure.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, everyone, and keep smiling.
Thank you. Yeah.
Have a good one.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.